Hey guys, it's Matt. Wait till you see this damn microphone. I forgot to unplug it and plug it back in. Let's try that again. Hey guys, it's Matt. Remember that issue? After spending weeks looking at my sound card, reloading programs, all you got to do, if you boot the computer up and the microphone is plugged in, all you got to do is pull the back out and push it back in. It fixes it. Simple. Everything is more screwed up in 2023 than it was even in 1995. And I love exercises like this LeBron James 38 gematria creepiness. I love things that remind me that you could say that the world isn't real or very real, but you know what's more appropriate? We'll just talk about the outer ring of reality from the reality diagram. The outer ring of reality isn't very real, or it's not real at all. Now, even our heart-centered reality bubbles, one can argue, it's not very real, but you understand what I'm saying. And I'm going to try to actually bridge this news event, this ridiculous 1 in a billion associated with LeBron James, that proves the whole outer ring, the screen reality, is not real at all. Even though you could sit next to a smelly LeBron James after a game and he would be sweating on you, he would stink. Well, how's that not real? I don't know. We'll ponder that, but it's not. Those that participate in the outer ring or try to merge with it or present what it wants, are they tearing apart the very fabric of themselves, agreeing to represent the outer ring? They're basically making, in my opinion, making themselves as less real or unreal as the outer ring itself. That's the temptation, potentially, of the celebrity and fame of the outer ring. But I don't want to get to, these are some way out horse shit ideas and theories, and we'll ponder this on the back end. Let's just stick to the creepy basics. Matt, I didn't understand a goddamn thing you just said. Well, I pride myself on making presentations that can be understood, so we will start with the absolute basics and work up from there. LeBron James, 2 nights ago, I believe it was Tuesday night, breaks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's NBA scoring record, scores his 38,388 point. 38, put your hands out like my cousin Vinny, 38,388 point. Breaks a 38-year-old record on the 38th day of the year. LeBron James is 38 years old, and I'm pretty sure there's another 1 or 2 38s. I'm 99% sure he scored 38 points. It was the 36th point. 3 sixes. It was the 36th point that broke Kareem's record. And then the CNN article said he went on to, it didn't even say 30, like it was trying to tone it down, the number of 38s. The CNN, we'll talk about that. They're not camping on to all the 38s, CNN and New York Times. It's almost like reality's screwed up and there's so many 38s, like they're trying to tone it down and hide the 38s. But this came from some tweet, and thank you to John who sent this to me. And then in attendance was Kareem. I believe he was in attendance, but there's our friend Jay-Z, who has a shirt on, or a sweatshirt, that says, "This is black magic." Well, it certainly is, Jay-Z. And who's your new barber? That's quite impressive. How do I get a haircut like that? Well, Matt, you need to grow hair first. That's right. If anybody's screaming out, Matt, with this sort of ridiculous reality breakdown gematria presentation, I assure you, if you look deeper into it, there's more. I'm not going to look deep into it, but at the surface level, I did look, and there is more that just jumps out, of course. I'll show you some clips and some things. And to be fair, when you research this, or if you were to research this, some say 39-year record, but other articles would say a record that stands for, or that stood for almost 39 years. Other articles said 38-year record. So it might be very close. In other words, if you research it, it might be saying 39-year-old record because maybe it's just a few weeks or a month away, and they're pushing it to the 39. I think they're trying to downplay the 38 reality itself because this is a reality glitch. I think the damn lights went off in their Chernobyl control center. Oh my God, look what reality's done over. He used too much talcum powder over the years. LeBron James has a magical ritual before each game where, of course, your dummies and your best friends and your family just think it means nothing. just for thousands of games. He gets the talcum powder and he rubs it all and he pours it everywhere. It's just everywhere. And he throws it up into the air. And on many games, it falls all over the crowd. And there happens to be, not in any way related, I'm sure. Who knows? I put nothing past this reality, but there's the talcum powder lawsuit. Have you heard about this? The huge class action lawsuits against talcum powder and cancer-causing materials in towns. Look, I'm not going to go that far and say the talcum powder lawsuit, class action lawsuit against, I think, Johnson & Johnson or I don't know, other companies, is related to him for 20 years throwing talcum powder all over the crowd. No, I'm not going there. Okay, I'll go pretty far. And even a lot of the old guards, like, I can see that, Matt. There could be a relationship. There's no reason to go there. Let's just stick. There's enough creepiness right in front of us. He performed a ritual. There's no doubt that's what it was. Of course, anybody that doesn't run in our circles, like your best friend or your neighbor, is going to think we're crazy. A ritual for, yes, a power ritual of some kind. But your friend or my friend Tony would just think it's fun or just something he does to get in the mood before the game. No, it's a spell of some kind. And it proved itself out with a 38, 38, 30. Could you imagine the 38s that I really could assign to LeBron James if this was freevoice.io? The 38s I'd like to assign, I can't talk about. This is the talcum powder toss. Goes to the scoring table or where the announcers are, and he just starts pouring it all. It just makes a mountain of it in his hands. I've seen him where he gets all over the table. Who's going to clean that up? LeBron, they probably said the first few times he did it 20 years ago, and creepy figures came out of the crowd and said, don't mess with him when he's doing that. Don't ever question when LeBron does that again. I'm sorry. Who are you again? Don't ask who we are. Just let him do it. Okay. And then he opens his arms up to the crowd, throws the powder up, absorbs all the crowd's energy, like the emerald green energy in World of Warcraft movie with the orcs. And then he uses that somehow on the court. Yes, I'm sorry if you stumbled upon this video in some way. Now that reality is broken down with the 38s, we knew what this was 15 years ago, but it's all proven out now. Where if my friend Tony came across this video, he would try to work with the rest of my family to have me committed. It's obvious what this is. What's on Jay-Z's shirt? Black magic? This is a magical ritual. Talcum powder? Talcum power. Matt, I thought you didn't dabble in that. I don't dabble in this shit. I can wield a degree of common sense like Kevin Bacon said in Apollo 13. I can add. I know we're off course. How do you know? I can add. I can wield a tiny degree of common sense, something that even a gerbil might have to see what's going on here. No, I don't. Matt, you can recognize this is a magical. Any idiot should be. I don't have to deal in magic to recognize this as a magical ritual. Any drunk laying in a gutter on St. Patty's Day, some New York City gutter, because he had too many pints of Guinness, should be able to recognize this as a magical ritual. Okay, what are the chances? Now, add another one. He had 38 points. What are the chances? 38,388 points. 38 in the record-breaking point. Went on to score one or two more, but that's the number that broke Kareem's record. 38 years old, 38th day of the year, which I confirmed myself just a few minutes ago. He's 38 years old. 38 points. Now, I had something at Penn State called, it was the old statistics class they called QBA, Quantitative Business Analysis. I didn't understand none of it. I don't understand math. I kind of knew what it was asking me to do in the test, and I could just rotely follow what to do. I didn't understand none of it. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just happy to get out of the class with a damn B. But I can assure you, again, with me not being a statistician, the chances of all these 38s coming together, including the exact number of points to break the record, you're looking at minimum 1 in a billion, if not 1 in billions. I'm pretty sure of that. Any statistician people that like that horse shit, if you want to help me out and do it, you put all the gematria together and say, what are a statistic or a probability is just the chance of this times the chance of this. 50-50 heads or tails. To get 2 in a row You just times the percentage or probability by probability, you get 0.25, and it just keeps going down from there. But this is off the charts. If this was the only thing we ever saw in our lifetimes, okay. So a 1 in a billion, Matt, can happen in our lifetime. Somebody does win the Powerball, do they? Somebody does, okay. But now we have hundreds of these that approach 1 in a billion or more. And then if you want to include things that are just 1 in 100 million or 2 or 300 million, we now literally have thousands in terms of the weird stuff we've tracked in this community over the years. The eclipse happening the way they say it is, it's just a rock that moves over a burning thing. The way I was going to say the way LeBron James says it. He does. I don't hope he's never talked about the eclipse. Let's just say Neil deGrasse of the Bison Fed. It's 1 in a trillion or more if it is what they say it is. The Kennedy to Lincoln synchronicities is 1 in 5 to 10 billion minimum. So we have a bunch of these now, where any one should be impossible. It's a glitch, or it's a reality breakdown from, or a message from the outer screen, which we already knew was fake anyway. But this is fun to do, isn't it? Matt, aren't you going to talk about the 8 in 3 is 11? Yeah, obviously. I like Kevin Bacon in Apollo 13. I can add. I mean, okay, maybe they're trying to push the 11. I don't know what they're trying to push or why exactly this happens. All I need to do, all I'm most interested in, is the same takeaway we now have for years, that this reality isn't real at all. And the outer, or maybe your heart-based center is as real as it gets here, but as you push outward towards the outer ring and the screen, it's not real. But I love the triple, quadruple times a million confirmation of the same thing we've now known for years and years and years. It relates back to yesterday's video. So especially if anybody got on me yesterday in the video, like, Matt, it's not worth taking a stand. Or first off, I said I was talking about basically things in society and culture. There were actually comments in yesterday's video like, I would take a stand for my kids or my family. Well, obviously that goes without saying. Did I need to clarify that in yesterday's video? That if my cousin was here with her little kids and and the humongous gang came in and just took them away, I'm just going to sit there and say, I said I'm not going to take a stand? Obviously, when it comes to protecting family, it goes without saying. I mean, did I have to say that? Talking about stopping what seems to be an inevitable slow creep in society and culture. Like, what was the example I used? Trivial. Balls and strikes in a baseball game. And basically, in all that shit, it's going to slow creep culture. It's not worth taking a stand. Somebody called me a coward. It's cowardly because I feel it's futile to take a stand against robot umpires that are eventually coming in Major League Baseball. How did what I said yesterday get combined with what was just a given? That, of course, we always will protect ourselves. If somebody breaks into my house to steal my last chunky soup, I'm not going to take a stand. Okay, forget. Yeah, I have no idea how some of the comments went there yesterday, but that's not the point here. The point here, actually the related point here, is in a reality that constantly reminds us it's not very real, or if you're Mandela affected, then getting back to yesterday's video, it's not real at all. It's a joke. We live in some sort of a matrix. You're going to take a stand to protect an element of society and culture? It's like trying to get into a video game, an Atari video game, and just take a stand so the little digital characters don't collapse the damn drawbridge. It's ridiculous. It doesn't matter how fake or real this reality is. We're still real. We are something beyond this reality. This is an experience for us. Use it. Don't try to change it. It's there for you. Like I said at the end of yesterday's video, have it change you in terms of how weird it is or how creepy or nasty the creeps are. You can, as bad as it is, you can learn from it. That's why we're here, in my opinion. But we'll debate that going forward. Let's get back to this creepy bastard. So you've heard me tell the story many times about one of my favorite, I don't know, call it a thought exercise. That's like the key word now. I don't know what exactly that is, but the guy plowing the fields outside 400 years ago or 1,500 years ago, whatever, and the eclipse happens. That's all anybody should need to see, where he should just drop the plow, go inside, say, honey, I'm so relieved. I just found out the world isn't real. That's all you need. We don't need impossible gematria presentations like this. We don't need the Kennedy to Lincoln synchronicities. We don't need the impossibility that there should be 500 to 600 or 700 still images and videos of what happened on 2001. No matter what your theory is on taking a PP or no PP, there still should be 500 to 700 of nothing or of something, where originally there was 14, now there's 35 or so, just to me, digitally created by stable diffusion type devices in the last 5 years. There were only 14 videos of what happened in 2001. When Greg and I estimated there were 40,000 cameras in the area. All of it is a breakdown. It breaks down across the board all the time. Yet most of the truth community keeps analyzing it like it's real. This amazes me at this point. So the guy with the eclipse in 1600 or 1500 or the year 850 or whatever, he just sees the eclipse. He says, okay, honey, great news. This experience isn't very real because of what, now he would attribute it to his God or whatever. It doesn't matter. And the people today, he was way closer to the truth, of course. That guy that dropped the plow in the field when the eclipse came. The people today, and they gave him a scientific explanation about the movement of planetary bodies. Are you kidding me? We don't need this stuff. The eclipse is all we need to form an opinion about the true nature of this place. And we get evidence after evidence like this. And look, it is frustrating enough that my friend Tony and people around us don't take any bit of the evidence, but the truth community will, I don't know how many truth videos are being made about this sort of thing. They'll start analyzing it in a way that is at least different than my take on it. Just another bit of proof that the outer ring in the reality diagram, the screen reality, and all those who choose to participate in its ruse, it's not real. If LeBron James was born on the same terms as you or me, as the same type of real boy Pinocchio spiritual being, then he has chosen. If Jay-Z was born, who knows what these entities are, but I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in this area. If he was the same as you and I at the day of his birth, he has chosen to cuddle up next to the screen. He has chosen to be a minion of the screen. To me, that could be breaking down his nature. This goes back to the old giving away of soul tokens. He could be choosing to dissolve himself, or Harry Potter Horcrux himself, through the choices he's made in life. So let's back up, pause, and summarize for anybody that's new. Put those spitballs down. Put that straw down. Yeah, sit down. And we'll need to summarize for anybody in the back of the classroom. These types of impossible gematria presentations we've seen before. We don't need to see too many 1 in a billion chances, 1 in 10 billion chances. Now they're happening over and over and over again. We don't need to see too many to back up and say, wait a second, this reality isn't very real, okay? And then we can't forget the most important point. What is it trying to do to me? What's it trying to get from me? It's trying to get my attention. It's trying to get me to engage with it. It's trying to get me to go out and applaud LeBron James and talk to my friends about how wonderful he is. And then if it needs that from me, that tells you how timeless and powerful you are. Yes, for the few people that object in the same way in every single video, I am giving attention to it now, obviously. Get back down under the bubbles. But I come out the other side with the positive message, right? Would this make for an exciting channel? I'll say, hey guys, it's Matt, but every single video will be just a blank screen. And I'll say, I'm here to warn you again that there's a major news story or item today that's going to try to get your attention. And when you stumble upon it, make sure you recognize what it wants and run out of the room as quickly as possible. Now, this is a public service announcement from Matt, and it's the same video every single time, where I remind you to never, ever look at it. No, I'm allowed to look at LeBron James. I've already made my affirmations that I don't give the outer ring of reality or the screen my energy. Your energy is yours. That's why it has to facilitate a trick to get it. from CNN. With 10.9 seconds left in the third quarter, James sank a fadeaway jumper from the left elbow. Never heard a basketball court, played basketball my whole life, just say, Matt, get out to the left elbow and guard your man. I don't know what you're talking about, coach. The left elbow. Matt, they put that in there for the same creepy reason they're dropping the gematria. Maybe. Scoring is 36 point. So he scored to break the record of 38.3888. It was the 666. It was 36 point. It says he scored 2 more later to make it 38, of course. He stretched his arms in celebration as the supercharged crowd at Los Angeles' Crypto.com arena. Is that Bankman's shit? Went into a frenzy. There's so much here just in this bot-driven paragraph. For example, there's no reason to put how many seconds there were left to 10.9. The number adds to whatever they're trying to present with 10.9 seconds left. How would they even know exactly? I mean, any normal writer would with 11 seconds left or 12 or the 10.9 has to be there. I don't know why they need to do things in a certain way. We just recognize when it's being done. Continuing to read, officials paused the game to honor him on court, where his mother, his wife, children, and girlfriend that LeBron has in each city came down to embrace him. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver congratulated him, and Abdul-Jabbar, in attendance and clapping as James neared the record, raised a basketball aloft, before handing it to James as if relinquishing the scoring crown himself. Gives you chills reading something like that. I just want to say thank you to the Laker faithful. You guys are one of a kind. That's all you could come up with. You were preparing for this moment to break the all-time scoring record your whole life, LeBron. That's all you come up with, lying in bed hour after hour, thinking, what will I say when I break the record? I just want to say thank you to the Laker faithful. You guys are one of a kind. What? What a letdown, LeBron. He asked the crowd to give Abdul-Jabbar a standing ovation, but the crowd instead stood up and booed the shit out of him. Everybody that's ever been a part of this run with me, 20 years plus, I just want to say thank you so much. But come on. James scored 2 more points. See, there's your 38 in the fourth quarter in a 133. Oh, no. 133 to 130 loss. 133-13 with the 3-13. Yeah. More Matt, they're presenting even more gematria to us? The 38s are ridiculous enough. But I guarantee the more you look at this, the more the shit will just keep coming and coming. Just like when Jeff researches old videos of the big day in 2001. To the truth community that's hung up on everything plotted and planned, yes, the outer ring is a script. But it's not a script where its mechanism or its reality buttons and levers are things we don't understand. It's not plotted and planned and magnets in the basketball. It's really creepy things. It is a script, I agree. I guess ultimately we agree, but it's not, the mechanism behind that script is something we'll never understand. It's more akin to Jay-Z's neat little sweatshirt that just says like black magic or something. We'll go back to that. It's more akin to that and reality buttons and levers in creepy ways than people running around with magnetic basketballs. That's what you guys got to move past. Here's Jay-Z again. You're looking good, Jay-Z. Who's your barber? Again, where'd you decide on that haircut? It says, "This is black magic." On his, are you going to sell that, Jay-Z? Man, that would sell. This is black. It is. He's right. It is. It's not even. They're not even trying to be roundabout anymore. It is. It's just straight up black magic. It's not magnets in the basketball, basketball. It's black magic. It's talcum. And by the way, I looked it up. He supposedly doesn't do the talcum powder throw anymore. Maybe the talcum powder class action lawsuit is more tied in than we think here. But I assure you, he probably has access to some ways to harness energy where he doesn't have to do the talcum. Who knows? Maybe his Dungeons and Dragons wizard is up to a certain level where he can get it from the Gatorade bottles. He don't need to get it from the powder anymore. Who knows? You're looking at 2 of the creepiest individuals, if you can see this picture, that ever existed. I told you when LeBron does the AT&T commercials where he's trying to negotiate a better rate because he's only worth about $800 million, probably $1 billion at this point. It scares me. It's like, what's that the AT&T girl, Lily or something. It's like a demon. I almost get scared when he's trying to negotiate a better rate. Continuing to read, luminaries from the NBA and beyond, including Dwight Howard, Paul Gasol, the hell's that? Boxer Manny Pacquiao, saluted him on social media. Oh, gee, of course, the social media is so important. Lakers legend Magic Johnson, who's playing his own role in part, was at Tuesday's game. See, it's always, once you get too far into the Dragon's wing, it seems, you have to, somebody called him up, Magic, we need you to be at Tuesday's game. I don't want to go. Can't you leave me alone after? No, you agreed to certain things. You're going to be, see, you need to attend the game. You're not done. When we tell you to jump, you jump, Magic, because you got to be, your name is Magic, and Jay-Z's got the black magic, and they can never, ever walk away. Across the board. You get too close, it's like, maybe that's what a black hole is. Maybe that's the presentation of the black hole. One of these creeps gets too close, representing the outer ring, the outer screen, too far into the Dragon's wing. It pulls you across the event horizon of the black hole, and you can never get out of the continuous presentation of their stalled century. James told TNT he still has more in the tank. Quote, I know I can play a couple more years. The way I'm feeling, the way my body's been reacting to me throughout this course of the season, I know I can play a couple more years. Of course you can play a couple more years. LeBron, didn't you see the beginning of Jupiter Ascending? You have access to those damn pools. Remember that girl? She was about 4,000 years old. She got down into the pool, and where do they get the energy for that pool? Harvesting of human souls in Jupiter Ascending. That ain't nothing but a truth drop. LeBron James, you think he's in a damn hot tub or an ice tub. He's in a tub of souls. After the game getting replenished, he could probably jump over the backboard. He just holds it back. He doesn't want to give away his superpowers away. Last paragraph, quote, it's just all about my mind. If my mind is still into it, if I'm still motivated to go out and try to compete for championships, because I feel like that's what I can still do for any group of guys, for any franchise. I can go out there and still help win multiple championships, blah, blah, blah. Bullshit. It's just about my mind. No, it's about Jay-Z's t-shirt or sweatshirt more than your mind. He doesn't mind if Jay-Z goes to his creepy brethren to get you more black magic. Right now, he doesn't mind. He gives you the energy you need so you can jump over the backboard. But it's not about your mind, you jackass. Matt, aren't you going to do the March 8th predictions? No. I'm not, Matt, but 3-8, March 8th, that must mean something. And then the community will jump into that and they'll latch on. Oh, Lakers, it must have something to do with a lake. And isn't Lake Mead drying up and all? No, I'm not going to do it. You know what? Every day is a news day. Something will happen on March 8th. Maybe LeBron will get another girlfriend in another city. I don't know. Something will happen. But in terms of the 9/23 end of world meltdown stuff, no. In terms of that major league stuff, here's what, what's going to happen? Nothing. Well, isn't it related in some way to the Ides of March, whatever the hell that is on 3/15, related to Julius Caesar? No. Julius Caesar, that ain't nothing but a bullshit backstory. The Ides of March is something they'll never truly tell you what it is. Everything's a bullshit backstory in this reality. Is it 23 times Julius Caesar was stabbed? Give me a break. Do you think they would actually recorded? Let's just say it's true. I don't buy anything like that anymore, but let's just say it's true. There was this Roman Empire named Julius Caesar, and there was somebody named Brutus, and it kind of played out the way. Just give him that. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But the fact that it just all breaks down, they recorded the number of times he was stabbed. Would that ever happen back in the day? Just stab wounds everywhere. Make sure you record the number of stabbings. No, it's recorded and carried through history like a stuffed Lenin or a Humpty Dumpty, because that number, I think it's 23. I'm not, I don't have my Wikipedia up in front of me for Julius Caesar. The number has to be carried through history like a Humpty Dumpty or a stuffed Lenin. It has to be part of the story. They would have never recorded it back in the day. And even if they did, would that that statistic or that important fact have made? Would it have made it through history? The number of times. All it would matter is he was stabbed and he's dead. The number of times wouldn't have mattered, and that's how reality gives itself away. To the power behind the story, the number of times he's stabbed does matter. The number of times he's stabbed, 23, is then part of the spell. And if you see that, then it does hurt the argument that this history actually took place. If it took place, it took place. But if you see it more like a necessary ingredient or gematria that has to be in some way part of their spell or their witch's brew, then it's more of a story. The not Nilk or the screen reality or the outer ring reality, in terms of the story presentation, it would be like the brother, the real brother of Will Ferrell in Step Brothers, not Dale Doback, the stepbrother, the real brother. Remember, he says, guilty with the story, with the stories. That's what not Nilk reality would say to you masses. Guilty with the fake stories. Are Behitovish big? Dale, shut up. Dale, you're ruining it. I just wanted to know if Behita fish are big. Dale, you're ruining it. You ruined it again, Dale. Dale Doback. So if anybody's lost on what my position is in all this, we'll do a mock interview where somebody that just stumbled upon this video would be allowed to interview me. They were looking for certain cute, cuddly cat videos, but then they came across this and they say, wait a second, Matt. All right, first of all, you're saying that this is not a coincidence, all these 38s. I would say, yes, it's not a coincidence. Well, not a coincidence. Well, then it was somehow planned or meant to be? Yes. And somehow it was planned or meant to be. Well, who could pull that off? That doesn't make any sense. It would have to be thousands of people all in perfect coordination for almost 20 years. You're seeing it at first grade level. It's not thousands of people in coordination. It's let's go over a person interviewing me. Let's go over to Jay-Z's ugly sweatshirt. It says this is black magic. It is black magic. All I can tell you, person interviewing me that was looking for the cat videos, is they have access to some sort of creepy reality buttons and levers. The outer screen of this reality, this part that's always trying to get your attention and get up in your business, isn't real at all. And those that potentially were real people that were once real boy or real girl Pinocchio that try to merge with it and try to do its bidding and try to make its presentations for it and carry out its ruse or trick, those people maybe dissolve with it. Ah, what? Did you catch that? Whoever's interviewing me, they ran away. The chair is empty. They ran away a long time ago. And they're trying to work with my family right now to get me committed. Thanks for listening.